And we visit Dreamworld's first expectant mum preparing for a litter of rare tiger cubs. Those stories and lots more tomorrow at 5:30. I hope you can join us then. Until tomorrow, have a good night.
With Bruce Page and Heather Ford, this is National 9 News.
Showdown at the shops for Pauline Hanson as polls put the coalition well ahead.
Dramatic sword standoff on a crowded city street.
Brisbane Lions lure a Collingwood legend. Good evening. A week into the federal election campaign and Australians overwhelmingly expect John Howard to win. The latest opinion poll shows 57% predict a coalition victory. That's twice as many as those who think Labor will get up.
For a brief period today, there was a political truce while the Prime Minister and opposition leader welcomed a visiting BIP.
Only an Irish president could still the guns of political battle in the middle of an Australian election campaign.
President Mary McAleese very diplomatically wished both leaders well and said it was a pity there was so much cynicism about politics.
I think probably the most unthanked people on the globe are politicians.
But the guns weren't silent for long. Mr Howard again attacked Labor's plan to bring assets purchased before 1985 into the capital gains tax system.
They drag into the capital gains tax net assets that have been held for generations in rural families.
Mr Beazley went to a takeaway shop to resume hostilities over the GST.
Before you take a bite of your food, then there's a set of teeth marks there in front of you called the Australian Tax Office.
Well, it's something I hate about what John Howard's doing to me, making me a tax collector, and I don't want to be a tax collector.
But a bulletin poll taken at the weekend, not only has the coalition leaping ahead of Labor, 41% to 35, Mr Howard's ahead by 45% to 25 on the question of who displays stronger leadership, by 43% to 26 on who has the better policies. A big majority of voters says Mr Howard is running a better campaign than Mr Beazley, and more than twice as many predict a coalition victory as tip Labor to win. There was a moment of drama in Toowoomba, Queensland, when One Nation leader Pauline Hanson confronted Victorian Premier Jeff Kennett.
You hope I come first.
I hope and suspect you'll come third, fourth or fifth. Good luck.
No, this is Queensland.
The kid gloves didn't stay on.
How desperate Miss Hanson is. The only way she can get publicity now is to track us around and track us down.
He's really helping One Nation. I think it's wonderful.
Laurie Oakes, National 9 News.
A man waving a medieval sword has held police at bay for several hours in Melbourne. With a large crowd goading him on, officers tried capsicum spray, then fired pellets at him before a police dog finally brought him down.
The 41-year-old made his defiant stand at one of the city's busiest intersections.
In Kuala Lumpur, Michael Usher, National 9 News.
In the news ahead, a clue in Brisbane's great prawn robbery.
And Rupert Murdoch bids for England's top soccer club.
Welcome back. You're watching National 9 News. Queensland drivers will not be slugged an extra levy on their rego to help pay for the fire service. The rise was canned today by Cabinet, which also agreed police and welfare officers should have the power to enter homes to rescue abused children. Cabinet was meeting in the seat of Independent MP Peter Wellington.
Peter Wellington was given a brief taste of Cabinet before receiving the benefits from the Premier's recent inspection of Nambour Hospital.
It's not just the soccer fans raising questions about any sale. The government has its own concerns, and so too the other clubs, fearful this could be the start of a Murdoch-dominated game. Lane Kelcott, National 9 News, London.
Sport is next with Wally Lewis. Lethal Lee now a Lion.
Yes, Bruce. Lee Matthews to coach Brisbane, that's next. Plus the Scuds win. And Parramatta lead the Broncos to sink or swim.
On a current affair, the crook who hijacked a court screaming abuse at the judge.
I'm telling you, Rat, don't f***ing threat me, dog.
Plus the truth about men and women.
The only thing we've got in common, we belong to the same species. That's about it.
That's next with Ray Martin.
Tonight's Sports Report is brought to you by the great taste of KFC.
Nobody does chicken like KFC.
Good evening. Well, the Broncos have promised to bounce back from their disappointing debut in the NRL finals and end Melbourne's fairy tale run this Sunday at the Sydney Football Stadium. The premiership favourites are injury-free, Suffering only dented pride and bruised egos against the Eels yesterday.
For the Broncos Brains Trust, there was much to talk about at today's recovery session.
He's now just 4 points behind Biaggi on the championship table. And boy, he looks like he's in super form this time.
Yeah, all business, wasn't it? Thanks, Will. On the stock market, the All Ordinaries surged 65 points. Among the top shares, the Commonwealth and National Australia Banks both rose sharply. BHP added 31, News Corp and Telstra also up. A dollar also had a good day, rising above 59 cents US. And in Lotto, a Sunshine Coast man is one of 6 winners. His share, 447,000. The Division 2 pays 14,000. John's next with the weather.
Then proving that size does matter.
Good evening. We managed to stay dry all weekend, and then today those fresh southeasterly winds generated plenty of clouds. Only rainfall recorded between 9 and 3 was on both the coasts, and nothing much over a millimetre in those areas. Today's temperatures, the coolest spot overnight was Ipswich with 11 degrees. Brisbane's 13 degrees was one above average. Gold Coast reached 15 and 17 on the Sunshine Coast. Highs up around 21 or 22. Ipswich managed 20. Andor is now leading the way with a huge environmental project in and around the school grounds, and it's in a very busy area, but it's so quiet and pristine in there. Would you believe they've planted over 500,000 trees since they started that? It's just amazing. It's a great school.
You didn't come down on the wire?
Not this time, no.
Thanks, John. A massive repair job's about to start on a piece of equipment which helps keep our lights on. Calling this load oversized is an understatement. The 200-tonne transformer needing 4 prime movers for its slow trip from Tarong Power Station to Brisbane for repairs. The 150-metre-long convoy getting right away from all vehicles. The transformer's breakdown was partly responsible for those threats of power cuts 12 days ago. And that's how it is this Monday.
See you tomorrow.
Good night.
Hello again, welcome to another week of A Current Affair. And later in the program, the impossible, understanding the opposite sex. Women keep saying that men can never find anything, and men are convinced that women can't read maps. Well, now we are told there's an explanation for all of those things. But first up tonight, a courtroom drama more bizarre than anything you've ever seen in movies or on television. A Melbourne criminal who turned his trial into a farce, abusing a judge, threatening a prosecutor, delaying justice, and all the while, taxpayers were footing the bill for this mockery of our legal system. More now from Martin King.
You drove me over the hill, you idiot! Do you understand that? And you want to make me to try like this? Wake up to yourself, you silly old dog! There be no